Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kim, and gosh, it's been such a crazy couple weeks just with work and a bunch of other things going on, and I just haven't had time to really film anything, but I am back, and today I'm going to talk about possibly moving apartments for the third year in a row. I know that sounds completely insane, but I am going to actually look at some apartments today. I'm hoping to get some footage. I have 3 apartments that I'm going to look and to see if I'm interested in moving. So if you guys saw my apartment tour of the one that I'm currently in right now, and if not, I'll link that down below. I love the apartment that I'm in. I think that the setup is really great. It's really, really cute. I have it decorated and the furniture, arranged the way that I really like it. It's a good layout and space, but there are definitely some cons as well. So it's a garden apartment, meaning that when you come in the front door, you'll go down maybe 4 or 5 stairs. So it's slightly below ground level, but it's not a true basement apartment, which is great. But that being said, because the front door goes right outside, it's really, really chilly in here in the winter. Obviously, I moved in July, August of last year. So I didn't really know. And as you can see behind me, like there's these really big windows, and the windows are actually newer. So it's not the windows that are letting in all the cold air. It's actually just the frame around the door that you can tell is a little bit older and didn't get, maybe remodeled the way that the rest of the apartment did whenever they did that. So the cold air just like pours in around the door, and it's really, really chilly. Even with this space heater that I had bought in January, it definitely didn't help. So it was really, really cold in here. So that was definitely a con. And then another con is there's no AC, there's no central air. So if I do decide to stay in this apartment for another year, I'm going to have to get a window unit and probably put it in, this window behind me. And that's totally fine, but it definitely is a con because I would prefer an apartment that already had, a built-in AC unit or had central air. And then the only other con of the apartment is just there's not a ton of natural light. So obviously you guys know I'm super into plants. I have probably 30 plants in my apartment, and I have to supplement with a lot of grow lights. So, I have a grow light over here above those guys, and you can see like in the view outside, like the view is just to the building right across the way. So I don't get a ton of natural sunlight. This is a north facing window. And then I do have south facing windows in the bedroom, but they overlook, they're like at line with the alley, and then there's another apartment building right there. So I'm not getting really any sunlight in there, and they have the privacy glass, so you can't even really see out them. So those are really just the 3 cons of the apartment. The lack of sunlight, no, cooling, and kind of inadequate heating. And what was the other one? I mean, it's really just those 2 that are the big ones. I don't have a ton of kitchen storage either. I think I have like 1 full-size cupboard and 2 half-size cupboards in my kitchen, other than the one underneath the sink. So really, really minimal kitchen storage is probably the 3rd con. But, the pros are, again, it's a 1-bedroom apartment. The rent is really great for the location. I actually love the location right here in Lincoln Park. I do have pretty decent storage space other than the kitchen. I have, 3 closets, and then a decent, really deep storage space above my clothes closet. And then the kitchen and the bathroom are remodeled, so, they are very nice. So again, I'm not totally opposed to staying here. I definitely would save all the money in terms of, moving into a new place, all the fees associated with that, paying for movers, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not opposed to staying here, but if you're familiar at all with Chicago and kind of some of the things that have caused the exodus, so to speak, of people leaving downtown Chicago. You know, it's definitely a combination of COVID and a lot of people who are now working from home that aren't working in, you know, apartment building or office buildings downtown anymore, and they've left Chicago. And then we had, oh gosh, two really substantial lootings downtown last summer, where a lot of businesses totally got trashed, and you know, it didn't feel super safe down there. So that happened, and I think that also drove a lot of people to leave downtown. You know, I'm not particularly worried about that, because you're probably like, oh, you're saying all these things, why do you want to move downtown? Well, I work downtown, so I have lived previously downtown before, and I could walk to work, and that's just a really, really amazing convenience. And I do say convenience because it's not a necessity. And I just would really like that. Not having to be on a bus, especially with you know, everything going on, would be great. And then honestly, I'm dying for a washer and dryer, guys. I am an adult woman of a certain age, and I've never had a washer and dryer in my apartment. So I would just be thrilled to pieces if I could get a in-unit washer dryer. So two of the three apartments I'm looking at today have that. One I looked at last Friday also had that, but you know, some things happened with that building. Unfortunately, I didn't end up moving forward with that one, even though it was a beautiful, beautiful building. I've never lived in any sort of luxury apartment, so I was kind of blown away by the amenities and everything that they offered. But I'm looking at a couple really nice ones today, so I will definitely pick back up later on and let you guys know my thoughts and kind of how those tours went. Hopefully I'll be able to get some footage of the apartments. I'm going to try for sure. Otherwise I will give you a rundown of how all those guys went. But I have to go get ready, take a shower, all that kind of stuff. And then we'll pick back up, and I can let you know how those apartment tours went today. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit. Hi guys. So as you can see by the window outside, it is clearly nighttime. It's the end of the day, and I went to go see two out of the three apartments that I had planned to go see today. And the first one, I didn't get any video. They didn't send me any video. I have a floor plan, and I have a couple photos that I'll be inserting. So this was a really, really nice building. It's brand new, so that would have been a perk for sure, living in a brand new apartment that nobody else has lived in before. The setup I wasn't super crazy about, and you can't really tell by the photos, but you can see on the floor plan that it's kind of just like one long narrow room. So you walk in to the front door, the kitchen is on the left, and the kitchen was beautiful. Lots of storage space, crazy, everything that I was kind of like looking for in terms of a kitchen, more counter space, things like that. And then on the right hand side there was a coat closet. There was also the washer and dryer opposite that. And then there was a blank wall, and then a bathroom. Bathroom was really, really big. It's probably comparable to the other apartments that I saw in terms of size, nearly double the space that my bathroom is. And then the apartment kind of had like a little, I don't want to say L-shaped because it wasn't even really L-shaped, but it was a very like abbreviated L, where there was a little space over to the right. And you can kind of see in this photo that I'll insert here. They had it set up with a desk because I guess they're using it as extra office space for the current tenants because the building isn't 100% full. And then it did have a balcony, which is great. And I really liked the balcony, but the view wasn't awesome. It was only on the 7th floor, and then it overlooked the Brown line, so you could see the train go by. And a train did go by when we were in the apartment, and I was impressed because it was not loud. You could hear it for sure, but it wasn't crazy loud at all. And then, but the view was a parking garage, so obviously not ideal. I did ask the direction, and it was west facing, which is important to me because I'm a weirdo, you know, with my plants and need more light. You know, and that's one of the reasons why I want to leave this current apartment. So having good exposure through window was really important. Um, the building, because it was currently still under construction in terms of the way the leasing agent explained it, they were had done all the major construction. They were just finishing off a lot of things in apartments. So I did hear construction noise. And I did ask the leasing agent, when was the earliest that they had started would start the work, because if they're starting at 6 a.m. and you're trying to sleep, that's not ideal. And he did explain that they don't start until 8, which is fine. But again, I don't really want to hear that. But it was a beautiful building. The location was really, really nice. The location was right downtown, near the river, and super close to work. Probably a 20 minute walk. But it's true city living, like urban city living, in terms of the train is right there. You have a ton of stores and bigger apartment buildings. Like, if you feel like you're in downtown Chicago. So that was the first apartment, and they were running a special of 3 months free. One of the perks I really liked is that the internet was already included right in your utility package, which is awesome. And I really did like that apartment. So the other question that I asked, of all the apartments that I went to, is, what is the rent going to look like after the 14 month lease, or whenever the lease is finished? Because you're getting all these concessions, which means anywhere from 2 to 3 months free. As I explained in my intro, a lot of people have left downtown, so they're trying to attract more people to fill all these vacant units. And unfortunately, because nobody can really predict what the rental market is going to look like in another 12 to 14 months, nobody could give me an answer as to what the lease will be. But going from a special of X amount back up to what's the market value is like a 20% increase. So I can't imagine that they would make a jump that high, because you're gonna fill all these apartments. You've attracted all these people because of these concessions, and then everybody will move out in 12 to 14 months because they can't afford it. But we shall see. So that was the first apartment. So the second apartment, they actually sent me a video. So I'm going to insert that footage right now. So when you first walk into the apartment, there's this really nice little alcove. Well, I say alcove, but entryway that I think my glass top table will look really good in. It has a full-size unit washer and dryer, which is amazing. I mean, that's pretty much the whole reason that I want to move. A linen closet, this huge walk-in closet, which will definitely make up for the 3 that I have in my current apartment. The bathroom is probably twice the size and actually has storage under the sink, which I don't currently have. I will miss the walk-in shower that I have, and this is just a regular tub shower combination. And then the living bedroom area is pretty spacious, and you can see those full floor-to-ceiling windows, which is the dream, and all that sunlight, and all this kitchen storage, which is amazing because I have not even a third of this for kitchen storage currently. There's that really narrow little island, which I love, and that view out of the windows, which is amazing. So I'm super, super excited for this place. Okay, so as you saw in that footage of that second apartment, the layout is a little bit different from my description of the first place. I really liked that you walked in and you had almost a little entryway. I'm gonna plan to put my table that I'm looking at right now with the glass top and my plants. I mean, my plants probably won't sit on that in my new apartment if I end up taking that one, but that's a perfect little kind of entryway table. I know there's a little space there for it, which I really, really liked. And then I like how there's a little hallway before you get to the main area. It's similar to how My studio was in the Gold Coast, the first apartment that I moved in Chicago. And I know I have photos of it. I'll see if I can find one to insert, but it was similar to that where you had a little hallway, the bathroom, the closets were off the hallway before it opened up into the main, the main studio part of the apartment. I also really love that there's this huge walk-in closet just because, as I said in my voiceover, I will be giving up 3 closets here. So I have my closet that has all my clothes in it, which is a pretty sizable closet for sure. And then I have my coat closet that has my coats and then all my plant paraphernalia, which is crazy because you wouldn't believe how much storage space that you need for all that shit when you have 30 plants. And then I have my closet that's right next to the doorway. This one does have a bunch of stuff in it, but it's not the best storage space because it's really shallow. So I can't fit a ton in there, and there's no shelves or anything. So I really liked how that walk-in closet in the apartment, the second apartment, had the kind of big shelf going all the way around. I'm gonna hopefully be able to fit my bedroom dresser in there as well. So that is the plan if I end up taking the apartment. And then I really liked also how it had the narrow little island. Obviously, they didn't make it a full size, a full depth island because it's a studio apartment. But I like how it's narrow. There's a space there for a couple counters, and when they in the floor plan of the first apartment, there's a space and they have like a table and chairs set out. Like ideally that's where it's supposed to be, like right in the little kitchen. I know I personally wouldn't use a table that much. I sit on my couch and eat. So I really do like having the option of an island already built in, because then I just have to buy some stools, and it's I don't have to necessarily buy a whole setup of something that I don't know that I would use. And the island, obviously, I might not sit at it very much, but you can use it for, food prep or whatever it might be, plants, stuff like that. And yes, I mean, I know you could use a table for the same thing, but I personally like the look of an island when I know I wouldn't personally use a table very much. And then the second apartment obviously doesn't have a balcony, but I'm okay with that. The view, as you saw in the video, was amazing. So it's exactly the kind of city view that I really love. Just all the buildings, and I'm a country girl at heart, so I just will still always love that city view. And it's on the 31st floor, so you're gonna get an amazing view. You're not going to hear any noise up there that loud, it's amazing. That's that view for me for sure. Both of the apartments, you were able to control the temperature, central air, heat, which I really love. That's a big perk as well. And all the kitchen storage. So for me, the second apartment is definitely the one that I just prefer the layout and the view, and just there's definitely more, yeah, I would say more closet space. The first apartment had 2 closets, but I think given that the second apartment has the walk-in, there's more closet space overall. So I think that I'm going to go with the second one. We shall see how it all kind of pans out. But if I do end up moving, then I will have lots of moving vlogs. Oh God, I have to purge some stuff for sure. I probably have to sell a couple things I wouldn't end up taking with me. Maybe my chair in the living room. I think I'll keep obviously most of my furniture. I don't have a ton anyway, having moved here from a studio. And the only 2 things that I've bought since I've moved in here from the studio are both of the chairs an additional mirror. So like I said, maybe one of the chairs wouldn't make the cut, but I'm really excited. I think it's going to be great. Be really fun to kind of set up a whole new place. I'm the kind of person, I really don't mind moving. I've moved 3 years in a row, so clearly I don't mind moving. I think setting up a new space is really exciting. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I've linked my apartment tour that I'm currently in down below, so give that a watch if you have not. And thanks everybody. And I hope to get a new video soon. I think I'm going to do some, apartment searching tips, because even though I did only go see 2 apartments today and then 1 last week, I have done my fair share of apartment searching, especially in Chicago. So I think I have learned a lot, and I have some fun tips that I will definitely be making my next video on. All right, guys, have a good one.